If you would unmute for me. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
How are you,
Thank you
Marcy?
so much. Yeah, I'm very happy. Thank you so much for offering this space.
Yes.
Um, so I think there's a link with the angel question. With my energy level, I was very depleted. I didn't realize it,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm much better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I used to be able to do many things, even if I was depleted. And now I'm struggling, and I don't know if I'm not doing enough or doing too much. There is this, or maybe I'm not doing enough. This is why I'm tired. I don't know if it makes sense. And yeah, I still want to serve and to help and to do my job on earth. But I'm struggling with receiving. Like there's a receiving part that is, how do I receive? I'm not doing anything. And also something to create. And the part around my ovaries and my bladder. I don't know if it's a question, but this is what I want to share.
Are you experiencing a health challenge with them, is what you're saying?
Yeah, like I have a cyst in my left ovary. I'm working with that already, but it's more they're related with my energy level and what I want to create. And
Okay.
so yeah, it feels complete.
Okay. So can you tell me your name 3 times, please?
Yeah. Merci Pondi. Merci Pondi. Merci Pondi.
Thank you. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so let me share with you a few things that are in your energy, particularly for your health situation and what you're, because they're tied. What you asked for and what your health situation is are tied directly. And you have a beautiful awareness, and this is going to be a little bit shining a bigger light on that awareness for you a bit. But you have a beautiful awareness around the issue is receiving. But I'm going to kind of break open this awareness around it, and you'll have a deeper understanding around this and why you're experiencing this health challenge. So what I saw particularly was, again, you're very correct around your receiving, and what your issue about receiving is you are not receiving your joy and pleasure. And this is your main reason for being here in this planet, in this lifetime. Your soul is here to have joy and pleasure. That is what expands the energy of the soul. But what is happening for you is you have had, and it's a pattern again since childhood. You have been very responsible. This word is coming up a lot. So you've been very responsible, and you've been in your past, you've achieved, you've done some things, but you've set aside at the expense of what actually makes you happy, what actually makes you feel fun and alive and fulfilled. This is the big word for you, it's fulfilled. And there are things that you have been wanting to um, I won't say necessarily achieve, but achieve is kind of the word here, but I want to disconnect it from you for a bit, because your consciousness and achieve is about these things you've been doing, but not the things that like make you feel alive. So I'll say experience. There are things you've been wanting to experience that you've been putting over here so that you can achieve these things over here, when these things are the things that really breathe your soul's energy into you, and these things are the things that have been draining you. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So the reason why you're experiencing things, particularly in the ovaries and in this area down here, is because one, that's where your sacral chakra is. And so the chakra systems are energy portals through which our soul's energy pours through the body into our lives. When our soul's energy is blocked or drained or split in some type of way, when it's lacking basically in some type of way, it can affect these type of areas in the body, and the body directly speaks to us on how we are lacking in that energy. Anything that has to do with our sexual organs down here, it's in the sacral chakra. And I'm saying this because even after this conversation, you can do a lot of research that will help you in your healing around understanding what the sacral chakra is and how to heal it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the sacral chakra, the message, the soul message of the sacral chakra is you are here to live a life of enjoyment and fulfillment. And you are here to be honored with pleasure. When we are disconnected from that, living that message in our lives in a way, we'll have issues down here. Specifically for you also, this is also, I see some, and this is also sacral chakra issues, but I see this directly in your energy. You have been listening to a lot of external people and not setting boundaries for yourself. And this is your relation, particularly in your most intimate relationships.
Yeah.
And that is also draining you. And that is also draining you of pleasure, feeling pleasure. So your shift to bring energy in your body and to really start to live health in heaven is one, you've got to prioritize yourself, your joy, your pleasure, and not prioritize your obligations and your responsibilities, which is what you've been doing. Right. And this is going to be the challenge for you. This is the challenge. But this is about prioritizing what you really want to do and how you really want it to live. So if you, like, let's say you wanted to write a book and you haven't been writing that book, it would be about doing this. If it was you wanted to travel more, you haven't been doing that. It's about prioritizing your funds so that you travel. But it's about putting your desires and your passions, the thing to heal this area down here. And again, this message is you have to indulge in your fulfillment and your pleasure. You cannot put it on the back burner anymore. It has to be the forefront. And that's going to be the challenge because you've been getting a lot of external messages that say that's not right. And that's why you've been putting it over here. You've been putting this over here, and you've been going further and further and further away from yourself. And your light's been dimming. If you could see your light, if you could see your aura, right? Usually it's really bright and expand. It's supposed to expand too. It's supposed to go like this, bigger and bigger and bigger. While you're alive, it's supposed to continue to grow. When you're not following your pleasure, following your bliss, let me put it like that for you. Following your bliss, it goes like this. And as it goes like this, your body starts to get sick and sicker and sicker and sicker. You can heal anything, but you have to bring the energy back out like this. So for you, that's every day when you wake up in the morning, what do I really want to do today? What would be fun for me? What would make me feel happy? What would be very pleasurable for me? And you have to do that. You have to do that. You cannot go a day without checking that off every day. It has to be done. This is part of you. This is receiving. So I said this is receiving, right? You are receiving. You have been, and this is again not a fault of yours, because this is a heavy message in the West and a heavy message that's been coming out into the world, especially for people of color and especially for women. You have been giving, 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 and you have not been receiving, receiving, receiving. You've not been, if it was a scale, right? We need to at least be balanced. Some people, balance doesn't mean equal, it means in right proportion, right? So some people need to receive a bit more than they give. Some people need to give more than they receive. Your energy needs to be receiving more than you give, but you've been like this, giving way up here, receiving way down here. And how you receive, you got to receive first. You got to get your, let me say it like this, because you're going to really hear this. You have to get your needs met. Your needs have been going unmet for a while. And so what I would like you to do is make a list of some of the things that you need and that you want. Make a list. And you have to get those met. You got to get those met. This is also anytime we have issues, especially for women, anytime you have issues in that sexual area, that's really about receiving for you.
Yeah.
Really, really, really about that. So getting pleasure and fulfillment in, working in your passions, doing your passion, getting the things that you care about, right? And reconnecting to that. Now, you may not be clear as much right now. I'm seeing that about what some of your passions are. And the only reason why you're not clear is because you have, if this is a plate of like, and we're supposed to be eating our passion, you have all these things on your plate that are not your passion. And it's just covering up what your passions are. So big part of your healing process is you've got to release all the things that are draining you. You got to release them. You have to let them go. They are not going to, you cannot heal with those still on your plate. You cannot be happy with those on your plate. You cannot fulfill why your soul is here, your mission. You can't do it. You've got too much on your plate that's not you, that's not yours. And it's because all of this. So it's boundary time to say, I need some space. That may be what you think, but that's not what I think. That's not what I feel. That's not what I want. I'm going over here to do this for me. And your mantra, I deserve and I am worthy of a life I love. I deserve and I am worthy of a life I love. I have helped other people receive that type of life. Now it's time for me to focus on receiving it for myself. Because there are a lot of people who are doing a lot of good things and loving their lives because of what you've done for them while you have starved. And it's time to turn that around, right? You get fed, you get nourished first, then you feed others. You get nourished first, then you show up for other people. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Any questions on that?
No, it feels complete. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Much love. Thank you.